Welcome to episode 16. We are doing a class mission run through where we are going and only doing the class missions in order to see how far we can level and make it through the story. So we're skipping all the side missions. We're not doing any of the heroics or things like that. We are doing this during a double experience event. So we have the 2 times XP up there at the top. We are also wearing 50% XP gear, so that helps us gain extra XP there. We have an XP boost on, so that's a 25% experience boost there. And we have a guild bonus of 15%. Added to that guild bonus of 15% is a guild ship bonus of 7%. So that really helps a little bit as well. And then the last thing, and the reason we're doing this with just the class missions, is we've actually turned on the 30% class and exploration experience perks that you can find in your character perks here. So the combination of all of that creates a relatively quick leveling experience. So in regards to, the main game and story, the game expects you at this point to be about level 45 because that's the max of this planet, the cap, and we are already 64. So we've definitely out-leveled the planets. Our goal is to try to get to 75 in the first story planet, so all the way up to Corellia. I don't know if we're going to make it. We are still 11 levels short of that, and we've got just Voss and Corellia left after this. So we will see. We'll see what happens when all that takes place. There's another version of this that we did where instead of just doing the story missions, we did all missions. So if it existed on the planet, heroics, planet stories, side missions, we did them all. And in that one, obviously, we're generating a lot more experience per planet. And not to be spoiler, because we are going to analyze that path, we got done really, really fast. We didn't have to go through very many planets at all to get to level 75. So already, this is going to be slower. I can already tell that we're not making the progress that we made on the other. All right, let's see if we get far enough away from those guys, if they will drop aggro. Nope. That's all right. So just from a timing standpoint, not to ruin the conclusion, but we're definitely going to go a little bit longer in this version than we did in the doing everything version. That being said, there are perks and advantages of doing this as well. We're definitely unlocking more companions. So if that's one of your goals, that is something you can do. If your goal is just to level, obviously there's lots of different ways to level. You can PvP, you can do flashpoints, you could play the content correctly and not try to do what we're doing here. This is more for experiments. And if you really, really just want to level, you can buy a token that will give you the levels. I think it's 65 and 70 now. All right, what are we trying to get to? Doesn't look like there's a bonus here, so we're going to go ahead and see how much of this we can skip. We can keep ourselves out of aggro range. Our goal is to get through these as fast because we get the big chunks of experience when we turn in the class missions. I think right now we are hitting about, well, there you go, 374,000 experience. So that's where our big chunks of experience come from. Don't think we've leveled. All right, there we go. So, where to next? Okay, that's convenient. So one thing we did is we did pick up the heroics, and it looks like we have a conveniently located heroic in the same area that we need. So I'm glad in the last episode we did not use that up because I think they have an hour cooldown. Yep, 60 minutes. So that makes this a whole lot easier. So sometimes a lot of your time gets eaten up just traveling from area to area. Now, if you're playing the game the way it was designed, they give you quests and missions and other things to do in between your class missions, and so it doesn't become as apparent. But when all you're doing is the class missions, you're going to find that you find whole stretches where you're just kind of traveling. So whether it's the quick travel points, traveling manually, doing what I'm doing here, or even just using the built-in speeder system, you're going to catch yourself doing that quite a bit. All right. I'm going to take these guys out just in case there is a bonus mission. Bonus missions are giving us, I think, roughly 150,000 right now. Nah, might as well take... Oh, started the conversation. So, all right. Now we are spacebarring through all the conversations, and we are just hitting the number 1. So whatever that gives us is where we're going. All right, looks like we're fighting this guy. All right, Eric, get away from me so you don't take... If he has area damage, we don't want that to happen. Alright, we will use our shield, not so much for protection, because we have reflection on, and so any extra damage that we can do to him is definitely nice. Alright, that went pretty smoothly. Alright, go to our ship's airlock on Balsevis. Alright, we are going to go ahead, and I think the quickest way to do that will be just to go to our ship and then go in it from the opposite direction. So, nice. That does wrap up Balsevis. That's good to see. Unfortunately, I also think it means that I was hoping to get a few more levels out of Balsevis than we did. There's still some other things that we have to do. So I think this will get us to the airlock here. But that being said, we are definitely falling short of the 75 goal. At least it feels that way. With 2 more planets and whatever we have to do in between that, I'm not sure if we're going to get enough XP to go through, what are we at, 10 more levels, I think, right now. Where are we at? 60, 64. So, yeah, we're almost at 65. So you can tell that it's set up to come in from that way. We snuck up behind him. All right, back to the ship. So, with this turn in, we're definitely going to hit 65. And then we're off to whatever the next part of the story has to offer. After that, Voss and Corellia. So this should be a good chunk. Hopefully it'll get us about a level. It'll level us and then maybe halfway up, third of the way up the next level. 374. Not as much as I was hoping. All right. A77. So this is one of those in between planets missions. So the nice part is usually they are relatively quick. Although, what do we got for a bonus? This should be something we can work out. Alright, we don't have to talk anymore, so we should be able to get through this in this episode. Although it's been a while since I've done this, I think this is a little bit more involved. But it's not like a planet where you've got like 5 or 6 different areas to go through and different things like that. So hopefully we can get through. Now, something else that I've talked about in most of the other... Okay, those look to be the bonus. Okay. of the other videos is I have yet to even slot my armor. So we are using armor that's rated level 8. As we get higher and higher in level, this might become a problem because we're fighting things closer to our cap, right? So these guys are 44 and we're capped at level 45. So far, it has not cost us a death. We've been close a couple of times. At this point, it's mostly just stubbornness that I'm not upgrading my armor, because I'm curious to see if just being over leveled will be enough. But it has definitely gotten tight a few times. So.
I call that a beachhead.
The other thing I'm going to be interested in is we skipped this mission. This is to go talk to Jax, and I've been trying to avoid spoilers in the story for the most part. That being said, I think there's a major event that takes place with her that it's going to be interesting to see how it impacts that mission. If it just goes away, what happens to it? So. Alright, I'm not seeing any other bonus missions, so we are going to, if we can, skip most of the combat, if it's possible. One thing I have mentioned before, when we did the other series, because you are doing so many more missions, there's a lot more combat involved. So I think that is another reason that maybe we're leveling faster under that, because you tack on to all the mission experience. Like you can see what we started about, what, 2 bars in on this mission. So let's see where we're at right here. And before we turn in a mission, we will try to keep track of how much we actually gain just from combat. So I think it'll be a fair bit. Because if you're looking at 2,000 to 3,000 experience every time that you kill something, that does add up pretty fast. Especially if you don't kill the turrets behind you. Alright, so I think this is the bonus mission. Alright, we're gonna... Let's see if we can... I don't know if we can LOS him back here behind this or not. See if we can get him to come around. There we go. Okay, so we do that to just stack them up on top of each other. We might have been able to reach them both with our area attack, but this way we definitely can. And as long as we survive it, it's a good way to burn down your enemies. Oh, I thought I clicked on that. Jeez. Okay, the way this is designed, I'm thinking there's going to be more for us to do. So we're going to go ahead and continue the mission, even though we haven't completed the bonus mission. I will sometimes make sure I complete the bonus mission before I click on a major story element, because if it advances the story or changes the mission, you can lose out. The way this one's structured, I think we're okay. So. Alright, well, we're here. Let's take this guy out as well. At about a minute before we're going to do a check. We've filled in that bar of XP, so just from combat. Alright, we got one more. Alright, before we complete this bonus mission, it's going to jump us up a bit, so we'll kind of try to keep track of where we were when that happened to see how much XP we get just from killing things. So I think it's going to be probably a substantial amount. I'm going to predict a third of a level of XP. Alright, so this is going to jump us up. Oh, nope, there's more to it. Okay, well, that's interesting. Is that the... That's the main objective. Alright, well, we'll see what happens. We will continue. I think we're going to have to fight that guy and hold them all. Alright, let's take those guys out. Oh, we got the turrets now. Alright, we're taking a little bit of damage, so we'll go ahead and focus down the 2 turrets. That way we kill them relatively quickly. Make one more look around to make sure. We hit all of the spots, so hopefully we did it correctly. Wouldn't want to give up 150,000 because I forgot to click something. That kind of sucks. We have left XP on the table. I know at least once in this playthrough I ended a mission too early and lost some experience. Alright, let's see what this is. Alright, this should advance the story. That's a lot of talking there. Okay. Did we get... Oh, you know what? I bet you we didn't do. We got an item called interrogation results. I wonder if we had to click on that. If so, we messed that one up. Okay, so we need to escape. I'm gonna nope, that's not gonna get us there. Alright, do we need to run all the way through? Alright, so that one may have been my mistake in that we did complete and click on all the things, but the mission itself didn't complete. But it does look like we got an item, and so it may have been that we had to click on that item to upload it. So definitely a missed XP opportunity. So 150,000 would be about 10% of a level. Alright. On the plus side, we should get out of here with plenty of time. I might have got a little click happy there, though. Let's see if it lets me use my personal holocom on this ship. Or if we have to go back. Cool. I think it's going to let us do this. Yep. Alright, that's alright. So this will be our big payout for the mission. So we're up to 380 a mission. That's good. Still level 65. And we're on to Voss. But before we do Voss, we will go ahead and take a little bit of time. We'll work our way around our companions here. Another 40,000 for that. Might be able to level. I'm going to save HK and Treek. They tend to give us better experience than our starter companions, so we'll hope they're enough to kick us up a level before we go to Voss. Oh, she greatly approved. I wonder if we have hit the romance options. I'm not sure. I don't remember if number 1 gives us that or not. Alright, we'll slip back and grab Yoon. I don't think we've talked to Tano yet, so we should have his full run of missions available. Alright, let's see what he gives us. I think this is the first intro one. 27,000, not too bad. There could be a few of these, since he's our newest companion. That'll give us a good chunk. I think Eric is the only one that we have to physically run the missions on. So I'm hoping. Okay. Does he have any more? All right. Yeah, we might level with just the base companions here. So, to kind of talk this through, the reason I did get Treek and HK was because you can gain a lot of experience just in companion conversations. So, there we go. So we leveled on the base missions here. So, let's see what Treek. Now, Treek usually does good by us. HK has been about the same as our other companions. So there's 36. But let's see what Treek will give us. So Treek, yeah, 111,000 is as high as I've seen. So they rolled us definitely into a good area. So let's do a little bit of cleanup. Now that we're out of Bel Savis. We'll go ahead and get rid of these. And on to the next. Wow, I did not know that was a thing, so... Cannot reset or abandon mission. You have reached the maximum number of times you are allowed to do this for the day. I'm definitely going to look that up. I've been abandoning lots and lots of heroics as we've been playing through from the very first planet. And so I want to find out if I can what that number is. If I can't find out, I will just stand in front of a terminal and grab and abandon missions until I find out. But that's a new one, so I think we'll be okay. We shouldn't fill up our mission log too much in the next two planets, but that is interesting. All right, let's head to Voss. Not something that I expected. Okay, so we are on Voss. Let's go ahead and head down to the planet. We've got enough time to probably get ourselves through the conversations and maybe to the location of the first area before we have to call this episode done. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we've got. After this, I think there's some between planet quests, and then we are back to speak with Captain Marshall. Okay. I believe that is a bonus in the class story, so we're going to go ahead and do it. I'm not sure what that did. We got 22,000 for doing it, so we'll take it. Again, we're not really paying much attention to the story. So, who knows? All that was a standing bucket of XP waiting to be exploited. Alright, so now we go down to the planet. And we will see what we get. Oh, that was bad. I misclicked there. Well, that'll fill up some time. All right, now we get to do all that again. Thankfully, it's mostly just a little bit of traveling down a hallway. So it shouldn't be too terribly bad, but not ideal. Unless because we already did that, it puts us on the planet, but I don't think it will. I think it's going to make us go through the station again. That being said, anytime you are playing or doing something like this, a misclick here, a misclick there are going to happen. Don't get too upset about it. Don't beat yourself up. Just fix it and move forward. That's what we're going to do. This time we will be a little more careful when we pop up the menu, though, and not do that to ourselves. Okay, let's try the middle one. That'll work a little bit better. All right, how many? 2, 3, 4. We don't need the weekly, so we only got to grab these 4. And that'll be fine. All right, up into the city we go. So we're not going to be able to abandon those, but our mission log holds 25 quests, and we're only doing the class story, so we only ever have 1 or 2 depending on bonus missions at a time. I think we're going to be okay. What we will do is we will just have to hide them and clean them out later. So I've played this game since beta and launch, and while I maybe have heard that that was a thing, that was a possibility, I can't say I've ever run into that. I've never had the "you've abandoned too many missions" pop-up dialogue happen, so always something to learn, always something new. So, all right, let's see where we need to go. Need to go to that outpost. There's a heroic there, heroic there, heroic there. I'm thinking nothing close. So we are going to quick travel and speeder travel over there. Unfortunately, in the pursuit of only doing class quests, this is something that I've run into quite a few times, where essentially all you can really do is grin and bear it. Conservatively, I don't know. I don't know how much time I have spent traveling versus doing the actual missions. I would argue that if you could just teleport from mission to mission, not have to go and find them, you might cut a third of your time off. I'm not sure. Definitely feels like I spend a lot of time on speeders and doing stuff like that. Like this next run, we'll double check and make sure I went to the closest outpost, but I don't think there's anything closer. Because I think the south side here is all Imperial. Like running down here, and then there's another path that goes through here if I remember right. There's a spot up here, but I don't think there's anything Republic over here. Now, on the plus side, what we do gain by running around is exploration experience. So let's double check. Yeah, that's up north. So I don't think there's anything closer. So on to the speeder we go. So I'm guessing we are not even going to get to this mission in this episode, but we will try to get as much as our travel in here as we can. So we started traveling just before 7 hours and 59 minutes. I think this is a relatively direct route down a road, so we won't have to fight anything, but we will see just how much time we spend there. So would we spend a minute or two on the shuttle itself? So yeah, I think conservatively 5 to 10 minutes per planet spent in just traveling. So that's a third of the time to a sixth of the time, if I had to guess. All right, I think we want to go this way. Don't think south is where we want to go. They may both get us there. Not sure. Okay, we're going to go ahead and stop right here since we didn't quite make it. We have hit the end of the half hour. So let's do a quick little check. Let's pause our timer real quick. We are at level 66. We are 651,600 towards 67. So thank you for watching. Hope to see you in the next episode.